Welcome to SUGCON 2026. Thanks for your attention, to interest to this topic. Hope you will enjoy it. I'm sure there are people here who already works closely with AI and some who are just planning serious use. Maybe there are even people here who used to work with AI, but now can say only, oh, it's just hype and nothing useful comes out yet. In any case, whoever you are, I think everyone agrees that typing every single bracket and semicolon by hand is something outdated. The future is not coming anymore. It's already happening around us. Almost all presentations about AI usage these 2 days proves that it's important to understand for everyone how to integrate the business and our work into this new world. AI, but it by itself is no surprising anymore. The time has come for its practical use. And more important for using it with solving complex tasks using multiple tools at the same time. And today we are going to talk about this kind of application. What is the most common task of 2025-2026? It's the endless grind of Sitecore world, taking design from Figma and getting it into Sitecore. So we will be focusing on this, but doing it without single line of code. Now I know what you are thinking. 0 lines, really? Well, of course, some typing is necessary, but the dream is to reach these 0 lines of code reality. Before we dive into the how, let's talk about the who. I'm Volodymyr Nikitin, and virtually joining me my partner Anton Tishchenko. He was supposed to be here and play the role of the hair, but unfortunately things didn't work out. About the hair, you will understand what I mean really soon. We are from XDST company, and we have built Sitecore solutions since 2015. Some of you may know us as developers of Sitecore Astro GSS and Sitecore MCP server. We talked about the first product in SUGCON Europe 2024, and it's great to see that interest in this combination continues to grow. But as for Sitecore MCP server, we are not going to talk about it directly today, but this topic actually comes out of our journey with it. And between us, it's been a tough journey to try to convince AI to play nice with complex enterprise systems. We had a lot of moments shouting, wow, unbelievable, and as many as, oh my God, why are you doing this? And today we are sharing our insights and the vibes we discovered while working towards the result we wanted. Briefly, what we wanted to achieve. Sitecore is a great platform, but since it transformed to a SaaS model, about 70% of Sitecore website development is just building components. That's a massive chunk of work. Figma in its turn is a de facto industry standard for design nowadays. It's where everything starts. But there is a bottleneck, big bottleneck, between designer's vision in Figma and the developer's implementation in Sitecore. So we decided to focus on automating this one massive repetitive process, because that's where the most of time and budget usually gets spent and the potential benefits are the highest. Of course, AI-driven approach can be used for almost anything, but we are applying Pareto principle here. Let's improve the one process that takes the most of the time so we can focus on other things. To help illustrate our journey, we brought 2 characters with us today. In the left corner, we have the hair. He is a 10x software developer who writes code faster than a team of 10 people. He has all available Sitecore certification from version 5 through 10. He's undisputed CSS guru and HTML expert. He's the kind of guy whose brain and fingers are good enough. At the same time, he has no problem turning to AI when needed for specific tasks. In the right corner, we have the torches. He's the AI enthusiast who stopped writing code manually 6 months ago, or maybe he never wrote it in the first place. He pays for 10 different AI subscriptions and truly believes in LLM supremacy over the human label. He believes that these tools will unlock the possibilities that never existed before, which is why he is so obsessed with them. We didn't invite them here by chance. These two guys will help us to explore how to build a Sitecore website from two completely opposite perspectives and to understand strengths and weakness of each approach. So this is not just a race about who runs faster. It's a story about new and enhanced opportunities to achieve mid to long-term goals faster. We all understand very well that we can't just point an AI at a design and say, hey AI, build me a whole e-commerce website like this and expect it to work. For now, AI, just like a human, works better when the tasks are clear and unambiguous. So we have to break the scope down into something manageable. But we don't want to go too small. We are not talking about single button or a text field. That's too atomic for what we are trying to achieve. We don't want to dive into coding design styles, creating Sitecore templates and renderings, writing automated tests, and so on. Instead, we focus on the component. This is the smallest unit of business logic that actually drives the business forward. If you can master the automated creation of one component, you have essentially mastered the building blocks for the entire site. So the race is ready to begin. Let's imagine a simple hero banner. You have got an image, some text, maybe a CTA button. You need to create it, integrate it into the solution, and deploy it. What could be easier? By the way, if there are any developers here, it would be great to hear your estimation. How long will it take to implement a generic hero component? 1 hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes? Don't worry, don't worry. This is not a competition for the most accurate estimation. Just an example of a generic component implementation task. For our friend Zaher, this is a one-man-hour job. He knows React, TypeScript, and Tailwind. He has been doing this since we were still converting Photoshop files by hand. But here is the catch. It's still an hour per component. If he has to build 40 of them, that's an entire week spent on routine tasks. And there is another important point. He has to be sitting at his workstation with a monitor, or maybe even two, perhaps a cup of coffee. But it's a different story for the torches, because he knows that the Figma dev mode is a lifesaver. Back in the day, we had to measure margins, pick color hex code, tune the font size, and so on. Now you get actual CSS parameters. You get auto-generated code snippets with all necessary details. Figma did a great job here. It's no surprise it became an industry leader as mentioned earlier. So with all of this stuff, our 1 hour job drops to 30 minutes. It's better, sure, but it's still manual. But here is our hair. He is not only fast, he is clever. He is not a Luddite. Even without Figma dev mode, he can take a screenshot of the Figma design and paste it into his favorite AI tool like Cursor or Cloud and prompt, hey AI, please make me a component. And honestly, AI is pretty smart today. It can recognize the image and understand generally how the component should look. Uh, so why the hair needs Figma dev mode if he's not going to use it on a daily basis? Maybe because it's a bit like trying to describe a beautiful painting over the phone. Things get lost in translation. You might get the colors right, correct alignment, even some responsibility, but the underlying structure could be a total mess. This is where the torches takes the lead. He's going to use Figma dev mode with the Figma MCP server. Instead of a flat image, the AI agent reads the actual structured JSON data from directly from Figma. Instead of parsing a screenshot, it uses tools like get design context and get variable defs to see the layers and the design system rules. The retrieved data contains the component hierarchy, original styles, typography, assets. It's not just about looking at a picture. It's reading the very essence. And this could be a standard for precise component creation. Meanwhile, AI is not magic. Even with Figma MCP, the result might not be perfect. It doesn't always get it right on the first try. You will still find bugs. Maybe the complex layout and alignment shift by a few pixels, or the font size on mobile is slightly off. But let's be honest, who doesn't make mistakes? This even happens with our incredible hair. Still, he doesn't get discouraged and immediately ready to jump in and fix the code because that's what he's always done. Maybe an extra 5, 10, 30 minutes. But the torches, he doesn't want to touch the code at all. He has a more sophisticated plan. If you choose AI to fix a bug, it might take a very long time. You need to provide it with screenshots, console messages, and ask again and again about the things that need to be fixed. You might even lose your faith in AI's capabilities during this process and blame yourself for not fixing the error manually like in the good old days. But the torches knows who is the boss and who is the assistant. He gives his AI agent another tool, the Chrome Dev2 MCP server. Uh, Using it, agent actually opens a page in a real browser. There are all necessary tools to click elements, navigate pages, fill the forms, even evaluate scripts to check the necessary details. The agent compares what it sees in the browser against the original structured data from Figma MCP. Now, AI agent has the tools to see its own mistakes and fix them itself. A fully automated feedback loop that doesn't need a human insight. Okay, so the React code is ready and perfect, but we are talking about Sitecore website, right? Now comes another crucial step, implementing the component inside core. The hair now needs to create data source templates with all necessary fields, rendering parameters, rendering items, insert options, test data. It all sounds quite simple, but for a human, this is another hour of boring grind and routine click, click, click work. So this is a next perfect candidate for the automation. Meanwhile, there is no need to do all side core work yourself. The torches can delegate it to the AI agent, and all he needs to do is to provide right tools. For this purpose, in XDST about a year ago, we developed Sitecore MCP server. It has over 100 tools for almost every Sitecore scenario you can imagine. It's based on the Sitecore Item Service API, PowerShell Remote, and GraphQL API. So it doesn't need any additional code on your server. It's only necessary to enable these APIs. Then, then you tell the agent what you need, and it builds the templates and renderings for you. No more manual tree climbing in content editor. It works with both Sitecore XP and Sitecore AI, previously XM Cloud. And it is open source, so if you want to change or improve something, you can easily do it. The Torches feels confident and he's not afraid to spend a little time setting up another server. This way, he ends up with his own personal Sitecore developer who never sleeps and never complains. However, AI can still be a bit creative in the wrong way. It might use the wrong field types for data source templates or put a rendering item in a freaky folder. It might forget to add insert options or create test page without test proper data. Unfortunately, AI agents don't have telepathic powers. They can't look into our brain and understand the project's specific messy folder structure, especially it's been evolving since 2019. Seeing this, the hare celebrates and says, I told you, it's easier to just do it myself. The hare is smart, but even he can forget to miss something if the solution is big. So the torches understands the agent just didn't have enough instructions. The solution is not to fix the items manually. That's what the hare would do. The torches writes the system prompts. It gives the agent the rules of the house. He tells it exactly where templates should go and what naming convention to use. He can specify location, he can specify important IDs, he can define where and how to create test pages and even what test should be performed in different cases. So, if the agent makes a mistake, the torches doesn't fix the code, he fixes the rules. This way, the same mistake never happens again. It's not just about building a component. The Torches is building a self-improving system. And to make this process even smoother, the Torches takes full advantage of the features in his AI agent. He works with skills and commands in Cloud Code. Skills allow an agent to become a true specialist. For example, one agent might be a Sitecore expert who knows everything about items. Another agent might act as a Sitecore quality assurance engineer. And commands act, act as shortcuts. Instead of writing two paragraphs, the torches can type just slash create rendering variant or slash create test page, and the agent knows exactly what to do and how to configure it. The goal is to make uh, working with AI so simple that it becomes enjoyable and the AI understands you from just a single phrase. At this point, the torches set up and configured all the necessary tools. This clearly took him more time than the hare spent building that very first hero component. But let's see what the torches has been. Well, we will look at the basic scenario. Some parts are intentionally simplified for clarity, but it's fully functional and you can reproduce it yourself. We run a Cloud Code, it loads CloudMD and connects to three MCP servers, namely from DevTools, Figma, and Sitecore. There is no rocket science here, so a lot of topics today were about this. Then we initialize Sitecore developer skill. What does it mean? It's like an extension to CloudMD. different types of specialists can work with our project, say core developers, front-end developers, QAs, content managers, and so on. So it makes sense to have both the generic rules and some role-specific rules. There is no need to store everything in a single file. At this point, the system is ready to implement a new component, acting as an experienced Sitecore developer. The agent is waiting for the instruction. But we don't want to write long prompts with the same details again and again. So we can type just one message, and under the hood is detailed explanation of component creation for this project. Basically, it's just a predefined prompt inside. So the most common prompts are already specified as commands. Here is we can see the command /create Sitecore rendering and the URL to the Figma design component. This command initializes planning mode. So the agent is going to prepare the plan before the implementation. And it starts with reading the design that we mentioned in our command and trying to understand how to implement it. As you can see, it uses different tools to get the data and a screenshot of a component in Figma. Then, in order to implement the new component in the same way as everything else in the project, the agent reads the related files from the source code. It also helps to avoid or minimize unnecessary creativity. Once the agent gathered and analyzed all the necessary data, it provides us with the plan. We can accept it, or we can edit it, of course. We can discuss this plan and suggest some alternative steps. And once we are happy with the result, we can proceed with the implementation of it. Meanwhile, for simple components, we even can omit the planning mode at all, so we can focus on some other stuff right after initial commands. Okay, when everything is clear and the plan is ready, Claude starts from the creation of all necessary Sitecore items, templates, renderings, and so on. By the way, as you can see on the screen, there is a to-do list that the AI agent defined for itself and follow it. Since Sitecore is a source of truth, we expect that serialization also match Sitecore. That is why you can see that Cloud Code also pulls the serialization for us. Once Cloud Code is done with the Sitecore part, it starts with front-end implementation. It creates React component and all required styles. Of course, it will follow the current project-specific guidelines for front-end. After this step is also completed, the agent creates a test page with the developed component on it. We don't need to give any additional instructions for this. So it's like in general command. And when is then this also done, it's time to finalize and verify everything. As mentioned before, Cloud Code may miss something during the implementation, and for this purpose, our command contains a feedback loop. Cloud Code creates a screenshot of its implementation, compare it with the screenshot from Figma, and depending on complexity, it might be implemented from the first try, or if there are any difference, it makes changes, compare again, makes changes again if necessary, but in general, mm, but in general, after 10 minutes, we get the component ready. We can easily review it since it's already on the test page. And at this point, we can adjustment this by ourselves, or even better to ask code to make this, to make any adjustments that we need. 10 minutes per component. This is significant acceleration of the development process, doesn't it? That means 5-6 components per hour. But what about 100 or even more components per day? Let's not forget, the agent can work 24 hours a day without a break, and you don't need to sit next to the agent while it does all this work. You can focus on other important stuff. At this point, the hair definitely wanders. So you stop writing code and just start managing AI agents. Do you really believe that Sitecore development can be fully handled by AI? That's exactly the question our heroes needs to find the answer to. It would be great if our friends could relax on a beach while AI writes code for them. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. There are still things that AI can do well. For example, animations. Because it can't see video feedback effectively yet, or some complex, non-obvious decisions that the hair can sense with his years of experience. The hair's creativity, intuition, and gut feeling is something AI still can't match. And more importantly, AI still needs a pilot. The torches has to set the direction, tune the rules, and add some perfecting touches. Still, the torches can proudly say not a single line of code. And probably in almost all cases, that would be true. So, who should you be, the hair or the torches? It, oops, sorry. The, the answer is it depends. If you're an agency doing high volume work, you have to be the torches. You can't let human hours be the bottleneck in routine tasks. And if you are a business with unique, non-repetitive tasks, maybe deep automation isn't worth the setup time yet. But without adapt in 2026, you can't stay strictly one or another. You have to find your own golden mean. Don't spend more time configuring AI than it would take to do the tasks, but don't ignore the tools that save you weeks of labor. We are moving from being coders to being designers of high-level logic and delivery system supporters. We are moving from being software development companies to partners shaping digital autonomous systems. We manage the rules and the AI handles the work. In XDST, we already tested this approach on a few projects and the results looks impressive. If you would like to try it yourself, you can find plenty of helpful information on our blog. And on this slide, we will find links to the MCP servers, examples of system prompts we discussed today. Using this QR code, you can download this presentation and click the links directly. This can be a great starting point if you are interested in AI automation but are not sure where to begin. And of course, feel free to contact us directly if you need any help, support, or setting things up. That's okay. That's a wrap for the presentation. Thank you all for your attention and for joining this session. Any questions?
Thank you. It was a great presentation. Looks really cool. But you have your agency, and let's assume I'm your client, and I have a need. I need to build a new website. I have content authors, and I need a component library with 30 components, for example. How many hairs or turtles would you suggest for the for this job, and how do you think how long will it take?
Okay, you said 30 components?
30
Right?
components.
Yeah, then maybe I think one tortoise will be enough for this purpose. The only question is uh, like the current milestone for the your previous site. So you said that you want to rebuild something, and do you how many
Brand new,
brand new?
brand new start, and I have a Figma design.
Okay, then again one tortoise, and just again maybe 2-3 days for preparation, and pretty quick component realization. Then perfecting touches.
Sounds cool.
By the way, I hope Disney will not have any complaints to us using their style in this images. Okay, thank you again. That's all.